Give therefore of your abundance, and teach your brothers theirs. Do not share their illusions of scarcity, or you will perceive yourself as lacking. Guys, Mark Devo, welcome back to this channel, or welcome to those who are new to this channel, A Conscious Time, where we discuss things navigating this world through the eyes of awareness, a bird's eye view, as it were. So dropping judgment, dropping guilt, dropping fear, dropping doubt, all the negative attributes that are not of God, that are false and illusory and keep us bound in this deprivation, as opposed to the potential that we are always perfect with God, we are always whole with God, lacking for nothing. So these videos, we focus on anxiety, where I've got a major experience and backdrop in stress and anxiety, transitioning from that into the peace of God, which is beyond words. And as well as the spiritual journey, we tap into the Bible, Neville Goddard, Law of One, Course in Miracles. We'll be ending off with a few quotes from probably Neville Goddard, Course in Miracles, and the Bible to corroborate it all. This is not Bible bashing, far from it. This is about release, upliftment, non-judgment, as opposed to many people judging. So yeah, you walk away with tangible things, action plans, and these are going to be foundations. These are not winning the lottery and getting a raise or a new house, or these can lead to those things in the tangible world. Or they can lead to the peace and the joy and the love, etc., on a spiritual realm. But if we get these core foundations right, everything else will just pave a way for your true journey. So they might seem, it's not something that you come here and you walk away with and you go and implement it in this moment and it just reaps all the money and wealth. And because let's be honest, that's a lot of us are focused on the money and the wealth side of it, and we neglect the intangible things that we can't see, like the peace of God, which surpasseth all understanding, which I have lived in, and it's the most powerful, amazing thing. I don't want to waffle on, but the point of these videos are to get the foundation right, and everything else will flourish. This video is about, more is more, less is less. We've chatted about this in some of my videos. So check out some of my previous videos. And before I carry on, if I could ask to like, share, subscribe if you found this adds value, or if you found this channel and videos add value. Obviously, you want to grow this channel, get it out to people who struggle with various things from anxiety and stress, and a spiritual journey as well, to uplift them. So that would be appreciated. This is a great reminder, and this was a reminder to me by my 9-year-old son. When he wants a game, and we said to him, fine, you can have a game, but you need to, he always just expects things. And he's quite spoiled, and he just expects things. So we're trying to teach him, cause and effect, and, what you sow is what you reap, etc., etc. So we said, fine, we'll get you the game, but you need to work towards it, and we want to encourage him to read books more. So the deal was that he could get this game for the computer if he finishes this book. And so he went to work, and he actually, within 2 weeks we gave him, and he ended up doing it within the week. Just shows the mind and what we can apply ourselves to. But the long story short, and the example that I tried to give him was, this more is more and less is less, and we're going to unpack this so much more. And you stick around, because these will be applications that will literally transform your life, and they will give you the money that you want, maybe, or the car, or the house, or the this or this. But we also need to focus on the intangible things, the joy, the peace, the love. Those are even more powerful. The awareness. So anyway, so let's get back to my son. So I said to him, and he didn't almost want to finish the book. And it was I tried to explain to them that if you finish the book, you will not only have the proud feeling, or the feeling of accomplishment and learning how to read, but you'll also have the game. So he's going to have won, or acquired, or just had so much more from that experience, as opposed to having not because at some point he actually just wanted the game. He didn't even want the game eventually, and he didn't even want to read. So it was an awesome experience for him. And if he didn't, I tried to explain to him that if he didn't do that, he wouldn't have had the experience of the accomplishment. He wouldn't have learned how to read better, and he wouldn't have the game. And this is a fundamental principle that we always need reminding, and it's transformed my life. Look at Neville Goddard. Please check out his stuff. Josiah Brand does a lot of it, and he talks about living in the feeling. Let me just go on to actually a biblical reading first before I corroborate that with Neville Goddard. So Jesus was telling the parable about, I think it's a servant, but the quote goes, "Whoever has will be given more, and they will have in abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken away from them." So that's a parable, I think, of the master telling the servant, to use the money, and the servant went and used it, and he was rewarded more, and the servant that buried it, I think he got that even taken away. So it was a parable, but it's a parable on so many different levels, from a tangible, worldly thing, let's say money, you invest money, and then you see the people that are rich, they get more because they can invest and make more of it. And if you are poor, it's quite hard to get out of that. And a lot of the time you have a poverty mindset as well. So when you have a poverty mindset, and this is going to tap into Neville Goddard and how you resonate, and also what Jesus is saying is, because everything happens in this moment, you are what you attract. So we're tapping into the law of magnetism, the law of attraction. So if you have a poor mindset, you are vibrating at that frequency or energy, and you are attracting that. Whereas when you are wealthy, we're using money as an example, when you are wealthy, you are vibrating energetically and you are attracting more. So it's at different levels. Spiritual level, you are energetic, vibrating and giving that off and attracting it. From a physical aspect, monetarily, the more you have, the more you can invest. Sure, you can lose money, but you get I'm generalizing. The more you can invest, and more is more, and less is less. So, and that taps into what Neville Goddard is talking about, living in the feeling, or living with the end in mind. So living that you already have attained it, because now everything only really technically happens in the present moment. So when you are vibrating at that energy frequency, you are attracting that. So if you are living in the moment, let's say we're using money again, you don't have a lot of money, but live with that feeling in mind. Maybe it's 100,000 you've targeted your mind to, or 1 million. So I've experienced this. I haven't experienced the millions and all of that, but I haven't really focused on that. It's not my journey. So there are different variables for different people, how it resonates. You've got to work out but I can testify to what I've experienced. So if you live with that end in mind, you are, let's say it's 100,000 Rand, you are living with that feeling that you have that 100,000. But let's also correct that, because money is just an end goal. Why do you want that money? It's normally for things, financial freedom, or to help your family, or to give more, or whatever the case may be. So you actually have to unpack that a little bit. So I hope I'm not jumping around, but that also corroborates with what Neville Goddard is saying about living with the end, or living in the feeling that you already have it. So Jesus again says here in Mark 11:24, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." So we've chatted about this in quite a few of my videos about, if you feel like you are lacking, give what you think you are lacking, because, and this is what Jesus is saying, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. It can be physical or tangible things in this world, or it can be, and most of the time it is spiritually. We have been given everything already by God. We lack for nothing. We are part of God. The lack is an illusion. So I don't want to deviate there too much, but so going back, believe that you have received it and will be yours. When you pray, you are praying that you have been given it already, because God has given it already to you, because everything is in the present moment. If you are wanting and craving, and you are acknowledging that you do not have, therefore you giving off to the universal or life vibrationally that you do not have, and then that will be given to you. So if you're vibrating in a very lack, you will be given lack. So less is less. So I hope this is making a bit of sense. Just keep on track here with some of the notes that I made. If I look at myself, some other principles, you can look at exercise. The more you exercise, the stronger you get. Your bones increase in density, your muscles increase. If you do not exercise, then your muscles atrophy, and it just gets worse and worse. So you can see more is more versus less is less. The less you do, it will be taken away from you, just like the parable of what Jesus is saying. It goes for everything, relationships. We've talked about the money aspect, but think about the intangible, the joy, the peace, the love. Give those things. We've chatted about in some of my other videos. Give those things. If you feel you're lacking them, give them. They will come back to you. Don't take my word for it. Go out there and experience it, and you will see. So I want to end off on A Course in Miracles. That will just The Course in Miracles, as I mentioned, is a beautiful book, curriculum. You got to check that out. I'm not going to unpack it here, but that corroborates a lot of what we've just been talking about. It's a book beyond words. And the small quote goes, I'll put a text in the underneath the video or in the reply for the full text. It is some of it is quite profound. You've got to know the full book or background of it to understand some of it, but a lot of it needs to be also read quite simply as well. It's a balance. So let me just read this. So, give therefore of your abundance and teach your brothers theirs. Do not share their illusions of scarcity, or you will perceive yourself as lacking. And you can read before that and after it when I put the link in there, but that is basically saying, give therefore of your abundance. Know that you are abundant. You are not separate from God. You are perfect with God, whole, perfect in this present moment. It's through the ego, which I've mentioned before in all my videos, and from A Course in Miracles. The ego is the separate thought system from God. It's the false illusion, scarcity mindset, demise, death, etc. As opposed to God, living in the Holy Spirit, we are abundant in everything. So therefore, teach your brothers their abundance. Teach them that. Do not share their illusions of scarcity. So, do not be, taken off guard, or don't get sucked into other people's scarcity mindset, because that's an illusion, and obviously you don't want to do that. You don't want to be sucked into that. Know that you have been given all of that, and give that to people and allow them to see that as well. So hopefully that makes sense. I'll end off there. I want to keep this short and sweet. Go out there, experience it. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you subscribe if you do find this adds value. And let me know your thoughts, sharings, experiences. You don't have to take my word for it. You can go. Don't take my word if you don't want to. Go out there, experience these things, put them into play. Check out Neville Goddard. Check out the Bible of those quotes. Look at Course in Miracles. Keep it simple and just know that you are perfect and whole in this present moment. That's the most important thing. Drop guilt, drop fear, drop doubt, and we'll check you on the next one.